Not even 2 full weeks into 2025, and already the world is imploding. Carl Jones is leaving CIG. The community is stirring up things between content creators. Unproposed fixes for 4.0 are drawing drama like nothing else. If no one else is going to say it, I will. It doesn't always have to be like this. Almost from the very beginning, Star Citizen has been no stranger to drama, and we've seen that again kick off at the beginning of this year. I got thinking about all this over Christmas and New Year's when I was thinking about what I wanted to achieve this year and what I wanted to do with my channel. It got me thinking. You'll have seen all of those polls from all of the different channels about what was the best thing that CIG could do or add in 2025. And the overwhelming answer seemed to be game stability. But I wanted to throw something else in the pot. And yeah, it's never going to compete with game stability. It's not going to sit up there at the top. But I think it's worthy of mention because it's something that this year I at least want to play my part in. Drama around Star Citizen comes from one of 3 places. Firstly, from CIG themselves. There's a lot of examples of times where they've communicated poorly or done something very, very strange, and the only people they've had to blame for that drama is themselves. Secondly, from the content creator and games media space, who will, more often than not, take any opportunity to jump on something negative, blow it up as much as they can to drive their clicks and content. And the last one might be a little bit hard to hear, but looking at players in the community themselves, who also have a long history of hearing only what they want to hear or taking targets as promises. Now, I'm not going to talk about the CIG stuff. That's been done to death, and they will continue to be highlighted by the community and by content creators as we move forward. The bits that I wanted to suggest to you is that maybe, just maybe, content creators, games media, although not them so much because they're a law unto themselves, but certainly content creators and the community can approach 2025 a little bit differently. I get it. It's a pretty optimistic goal, so if you've just shaken your head and think, well, that's not going to happen, I understand completely, but I still want to take a stab at this. There are content creators out there for whom this is their source of income. So naturally, they are going to seize opportunities to talk about what's got the community talking or what's going to get the community talking and get the income from it. Because if they don't, there's every chance that they don't get to pay their bills at the end of the month. And I understand that completely. And I'm certainly not making the case that we shouldn't talk about the bad things when they happen. Things like hover mode and other examples where we've talked about it and CIG have reversed the decision and we've gotten something better than what we had before. What I am saying is that content creators and certainly the gamers media don't have a great track record of keeping things in perspective. Does X person leaving mean the end of CIG? Master modes break Star Citizen beyond repair? Neither of those statements is true. And yet we've all seen comments or videos, discussions in streams to that effect, because it's what gets people's juices flowing. And that brings us on nicely to what I think some of you are already in the comments right now typing. But that's what the YouTube algorithm wants. Yes and no. That's what the algorithm rewards at the moment, but it's what the algorithm rewards because that's what people are clicking on. If all anyone clicked on was pictures of or videos of paint drying, that's all YouTube would show you. The algorithm rewards people who supply what is being demanded, i.e. what's being clicked on. And this is a nice segue into the community part, which is that we go after drama. If I put 2 videos up, calm discussion about 4.0. Has 4.0 breaking the game? Can Star Citizen recover? One of those videos is getting a whole load more clicks just based on the title than the other. And the one that wins is not the calm discussion. We all seek after drama, and I get it, drama is fun. But we could do better being accurate about things. They've broken their promise. No, it wasn't a promise. They have said time and time again. In fact, the amount of times you click on it is pretty ridiculous. These things are not promised. They are aspirational targets. This is what we're trying to achieve. Oh my God, all of this is not... They promised that it was going to be in, blah, 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 blah. Every time they talk about it, it's not set in stone, and yet we continue to repeat these things within elements of the community. The other part of what I said earlier was embodied in the whole F8 discussion. CIG said two things. They said, we're not selling it. They also said, never say never. What they didn't say is, we're not ever not selling it. And what the other side is, they never said, we're certainly going to sell it in the future. What most of the community did, depending on what side they're on, was they listened to one set of arguments and completely ignored the other set and acted like only the comments that supported what they thought were ever made. And it's not the case. But by far and away, one of the biggest parts of kind of community-made drama, and this works for both the community and for content creators, is people remembering stuff that was said 4+ years ago and then reciting it as if it was fact. And this presents two problems. Is one, often this information has been replaced because there are so many streams of information from CIG, it's too easy to miss that something's been changed or clarified or modified or whatever. The second part is that people trying to remember accurately what was said 4 years ago is not ideal. So often people, they can't find the link, but they're adamant that they absolutely said this, and without a source, it's not reliable information. And let's face it, everyone has got someone in their little pocket of gaming community that is exactly like that. You know who I'm talking about. It's really hard to decide how to wrap this up, because notoriously, telling gamers to do one thing, they'll do the other just out of sheer not wanting to be told what to do. So I'm not going to tell you to do anything. All I'm going to do is suggest that if you're happy with the clickbait and the drama and all that sort of stuff, you don't need to do anything. That's the track that we're on, and that's the way things are going to continue. If you want something a little different, if you want the conversation around Star Citizen to change from more superficial drama to something that is a whole lot more accurate and constructive and representing the game for what it is rather than what people wish were happening around it, then maybe avoid certain things. It's drama, clickbait, rage baiting. And you know it. So don't click on it. Leave it alone. Maybe be that person that actually knows what's being talked about and knows where the thing is in the video, so that when people go, I don't think they said that, well, yeah, they did. Here's the video. Here's the timestamp. I will do my best to provide that to you. So where I'm quoting these things, I'll try and put that in the video so I can show you the information. And then when you want to go and talk about it, you don't need to remember where this stuff is. Just use the link in the description and it'll be there for you. Of course, you'll always get my opinion, and that means that sometimes you're going to go against one viewpoint or another. But I'll do my best to at least present you with each side of the argument. You've been watching Drinkers with Gaming Problems. Thank you very much for stopping by. See you soon.